Hi. Now, I'm not playing some kinky sex game. I'm just about to do some intermittent hypoxic exposure training using the Hypoxic Generator here. So this is another way in which I'm using the altitude or simulated altitude training to get ready for Aconcagua. On days when I'm not in the altitude chamber, what I'm doing is I'm doing some of this intermittent hypoxic exposure training. What it basically means is I set the generator there to a particular altitude. It's going to be just over 5,000 meters today. And then with the face mask, what I do is I breathe for 5 minutes with that on and then take it off for 5 minutes and just breathe normal air. At the end of each 5-minute segment, I'm using a pulse oximeter which measures my oxygen saturation in my blood, just so I can check that to make sure that it doesn't go too low. And the recommendation seems to be that we don't want it to go below 74%. Normal air that we breathe is sort of 98-99%. So don't want my blood oxygen levels to drop too low at the end of each 5-minute period. And I'm going to be doing this for about an hour, so 5 minutes on, 5 minutes off for an hour. Loads of benefits associated with this type of training, but it's mainly the acclimatisation. And by acclimatisation, what I mean is the training stimulates the body to produce more red blood cells. The greater the red blood cell concentration in the blood, the more oxygen it can carry, and the better you can perform in theory at higher altitude. There's a load of other health benefits associated with hypoxic training as well. But the main one is the acclimatisation benefits that I'm looking for. So yeah, this is what I'm going to be doing for the next hour and a half maybe, just see how I feel and see how it goes. So yeah, anyway, onwards and getting this bit of breathing apparatus back on. So I'm just having, I've done 10 minutes so far of the intermittent hypoxic exposure. 5,150 meters simulated is what I'm doing today. But while I'm just waiting the 5-minute rest period, I just thought I'd tell you about some of the benefits for sport that intermittent hypoxic exposure training provides. And it stimulates an adaptive process to increase the oxygen carrying capacity within the blood, so stimulates the body to produce more red blood cells. Increases endurance, speed and power, allows people to prepare for races at altitude, maintains fitness while injured, and helps to recover from chronic fatigue and overtraining. There are also a bunch of health benefits as well, so improved breathing efficiency, always a good one. Improved metabolism, reduced stress levels, which actually the couple of sessions I've done with this, I found it to be quite relaxing. Increased weight loss, improve the antioxidant and immune system, and improve overall health and well-being. So it's going to be interesting to see over the next few weeks how I feel with this additional altitude exposure training. But like I say, I did a session on it last week and I felt pretty good and pretty chilled out while I was doing it. It's pretty therapeutic, so I'm enjoying it so far, and I may well use it for future events like the fan dance next year, but we shall see. Watch this space. Anyway, got to get the headgear back on because I've got another 5-minute set coming up, so catch you in a bit. So that previous reading was me at the end of 5 minutes of hypoxic breathing. Now I'm just going to let my reading go at the end of the 5-minute recovery period. And you can see my oxygen saturation is creeping back up to 96, 97. Heart rate's coming down as well. So 97, 58 pulse rate. So yeah, recovering well, 98 there between sets. So that's what I'm doing basically for an hour. And that's an hour done and in the bag. And yeah, just feeling pretty chilled out and zoned out after doing that. And yeah, it's kind of the feeling that you kind of get is almost more relaxed is definitely definitely how I would describe myself as feeling now for doing an hour of this intermittent hypoxic exposure breathing. But yeah, it almost feels like your head is ever so slightly fuzzy, but not in a dizzy kind of way. It's hard to explain really how it feels. But anyway, that's today's session done. It's been a rest day from training today as well. So I'm going to be sleeping in the altitude tent tonight. I've done the last 2 nights at about 1600 meters, so I'm going to be increasing it now because last night I slept pretty well, and that was without earplugs and with obviously the generator on, so definitely getting more used to it now. But anyway, that's me for today. I won't rattle on anymore, and yeah, thank you for watching.